The film commences by introducing us to Chloe, a 20-year-old art student enrolled at the prestigious Wells College in Bradford, New York. We first encounter her immersed in her creative sanctuary, diligently painting a picture. The camera lingers on her focused expression, yet an underlying current of struggle is immediately palpable. Chloe is not merely an artist. She is a young woman grappling with a profound, pervasive sense of disorientation, silently struggling with finding her way in a world that feels increasingly out of sync. Her internal turmoil, a quiet battle within her own mind, is abruptly and violently externalized. The screen jarringly shifts, plunging the viewer into a terrifying vision. She is hit by a truck. The sudden, visceral impact of this dream, followed by the immediate, gasping relief upon waking, underscores the immense psychological burden she carries. This recurring nightmare is a deeply personal terror, and initially, Chloe feels utterly alone, having nobody with whom she can truly confide about her terrifying inner experiences. However, in a moment of vulnerability, she eventually shares this disturbing dream with her close friend, hinting at her initial reliance on this singular relationship for emotional support. The narrative then shifts to introduce Josh, another central character who is also contending with his own significant life struggles. He is presented with a new professional opportunity, a furniture deal from his older brother. However, it quickly becomes apparent that his professional prospects are overshadowed by a profound and debilitating personal grief. It is revealed that his girlfriend has recently died, a loss that has left him deeply wounded and struggling immensely to move on with his life. This parallel introduction of Chloe and Josh immediately establishes a powerful thematic link between them. Both are navigating immense personal challenges and profound emotional pain, setting the stage for their eventual, crucial connection and mutual support. Their individual struggles, though different in nature, resonate with a shared sense of loss and disorientation. As the story progresses, Chloe's disturbing dreams begin to intensify, gaining an increasingly sinister and pervasive hold over her waking life. The blackouts, once perhaps sporadic, become more frequent and terrifying. One night, while Josh is driving home, he spots Chloe on the main road, visibly traumatized and disoriented, clearly in the throes of one of her bewildering blackouts. This chance encounter marks the very first direct interaction between them, a moment born out of crisis and immediate human need. At the hospital where she is taken after the incident, Chloe confides in her teacher, who, while expressing concern, offers cautious, almost detached advice, telling her that she needs to be careful. In stark contrast, her friend suggests a more personal and potentially challenging step, calling her mother, with whom Chloe is not on a right page, hinting at a deeply strained and unresolved familial relationship that contributes significantly to Chloe's profound sense of isolation and her inability to find true solace. After being discharged from the hospital, Chloe returns to the school art studio, a place that should be her sanctuary. There, she makes a chilling discovery. Her own painting, a piece of her soul, is inexplicably ruined, defaced by marks she has no memory of creating. This visual representation of her lost time and fragmented consciousness deepens her sense of unease and solidifies the growing fear that something significant, something terrifying, is indeed amiss within her own mind and her past. The ruined artwork becomes a powerful symbol of her shattered reality. Meanwhile, Josh, still grappling with his own grief, confronts his brother about the specific task he was assigned, repairing a bench in the church. Josh suspects his brother's true motive was not merely a straightforward furniture deal, but a subtle, perhaps well-intentioned, attempt to draw him closer to God in his time of profound grief. This conversation highlights Josh's own internal struggle with faith, his skepticism, and his resistance to overt spiritual guidance, even as he desperately seeks a way to cope with his immense loss. That night, Chloe experiences yet another terrifying dream, this time specifically about her friend. The dream is vivid, unsettling, and intensely personal, reinforcing her feeling of being illuminating, a sense that she is either seeing things that are hidden or that a hidden truth is being revealed to her. Despite her growing distress, her friend, perhaps sensing the spiritual dimension of Chloe's experiences, offers a crucial piece of advice. They needed to see a pastor, suggesting a path towards understanding that transcends medical or psychological explanations. The next day, driven by the urgency of her dreams, Chloe attempts to follow up on this advice, waiting for her friend Rebecca, the friend from her dream, to meet her. However, Rebecca never appears. Frustrated and desperate for answers, Chloe's anxiety mounts. Her desperation leads her to approach Josh at church, initially unwilling to accept his help, perhaps due to her general trust issues or his earlier perceived detachment. Undeterred, she then goes directly to the place where Rebecca supposedly works, hoping to find her. However, her inquiries are met with blank stares. Nobody knew any Rebecca Cole. This shocking revelation ignites a furious frustration in Chloe, who is enraged and bewildered by the fact that no one seems to know her friend. Her agitated state and persistent questioning lead the manager to call the police on her, escalating the situation dramatically. At the police station, Chloe is confronted with a truly shocking and devastating truth. Her supposed best friend, Rebecca, has been missing for approximately 12 years. The officers, perhaps attempting to rationalize Chloe's behavior, reveal that she has been speaking with a ghost, implying that her experiences are not just psychological but potentially supernatural or deeply rooted in a past trauma that has manifested in a terrifying way. This revelation plunges Chloe into profound worry and intense anxiety, confirming her worst fears about her own mental state and the terrifying reality of her visions. The officers then inform her that she will be admitted to a psych ward. The chilling detail that she had been there before underscores her past struggles with mental health and her desperate, visceral aversion to returning to such an environment. Overwhelmed by the weight of these revelations and the threat of institutionalization, Chloe makes a desperate decision and runs away from the station, choosing freedom over forced treatment. The next day, Chloe, now a fugitive of sorts, pays a visit to Josh at the church where he is working. She is clearly unwell both physically and emotionally. During their discussion, she is suddenly overcome, rushing to the bathroom because she isn't feeling well. It is there in the solitude of her distress that she begins to hear disembodied voices, ethereal and unsettling, which seem to lead her outside. This moment marks a terrifying yet crucial breakthrough. Her illumination becomes a horrifying reality when she experiences a vivid, traumatic vision of what happened to Rebecca. This is the moment the suppressed memory breaks through, revealing the brutal crime she witnessed years ago, a memory so horrific her mind had buried it. Knowing this terrible truth, a truth that has haunted her subconscious for years, Chloe immediately reaches out to her mother, desperate for her belief and support. However, her mother, still struggling to comprehend Chloe's extraordinary experiences and perhaps burdened by her own past, does not believe her. This lack of familial validation reinforces Chloe's profound sense of isolation and the immense difficulty of convincing others of an unseen, deeply personal truth. Despite the lack of belief from Chloe's mom, Josh, driven by a growing conviction that Chloe is telling the truth and a newfound sense of purpose, decides to investigate further. He checks out one of Rebecca's previous foster homes, a place that might hold forgotten clues. There, he makes a crucial discovery. He notices a car just like the one Chloe had drawn in her art, a chilling detail that had appeared in her nightmares. This tangible piece of evidence solidifies Josh's belief in Chloe's visions and fuels his determination to uncover the truth. With no one else willing to give up on a cold case, Josh commits to continuing the search for Rebecca, now driven by a shared purpose with Chloe that transcends their individual struggles. Their investigation quickly takes a dangerous turn, signaling that they are getting too close to the truth. One day, while Josh is diligently searching for clues, he is suddenly ambushed and knocked out by a man, a clear and violent attempt to stop their inquiry. In a stroke of fate, Chloe happens to be passing by and discovers him, coming to his aid. During this brutal attack, Josh's watch is also stolen, adding another layer to the crime and the growing threat they face. Upon regaining consciousness, Josh's first words to Chloe are a powerful validation. He tells her, unequivocally, that he believes her. This simple yet profound declaration brings immense relief and happiness to Chloe, validating her terrifying experiences and solidifying their bond into an unbreakable alliance. As they continue their perilous search together, a deeper, more intimate connection forms between them. Chloe, still grappling with her own faith and the emotional distance she often feels from God, tentatively asks Josh about his beliefs. Despite her feeling that God was always far from her, Josh's unwavering presence and steadfast support in their shared ordeal make her feel better, suggesting that his quiet faith and unwavering belief are a profound source of comfort and strength for her. Their shared vulnerability and pursuit of justice forge a bond that transcends mere friendship. Their investigation eventually leads them to the man they suspect murdered Rebecca, identified as Matt Barnes. They approach his residence, knocking on the door but receive no answer. The tension is palpable. However, the man later emerges, confirming their suspicions. Immediately, Chloe recognizes him as Rebecca's killer, a terrifying, yet validating, confirmation of her suppressed memory and the accuracy of her visions. Armed with this horrifying knowledge, Chloe and Josh immediately go to the police, desperate to share their findings. However, their efforts are met with skepticism and frustrating resistance. No one is willing to hear Chloe out, and the authorities, still clinging to their initial assessment, once again threaten to take her to the psych hospital, dismissing her claims as delusions. This institutional disbelief highlights the frustrating reality faced by many trauma survivors who are disbelieved or pathologized when they try to reveal difficult truths. Despite the widespread dismissal, a single investigator, perhaps sensing a flicker of truth in Chloe's desperation, decides to take a crucial step. He checks out the killer, Matt Barnes. This critical inquiry reveals that Barnes had indeed been accused of similar crimes or suspicious behavior in the past, lending significant, much-needed credibility to Chloe's claims. The investigator, now convinced enough to proceed, takes Chloe to the bridge where the crime scene occurred, a place central to her nightmares and the very location of her terrifying vision. Meanwhile, Josh, driven by his own unwavering conviction and a deep desire for justice, is already at the bridge, actively searching for further evidence. Just then, Matt Barnes arrives, confronting Josh. Barnes, exuding a chilling confidence, arrogantly tells Josh that he won't find anything and that he should go home, attempting to intimidate him into abandoning his search. However, Josh, now fully aware of the truth and fueled by a righteous anger, defiantly refuses to leave. This act of defiance enrages Matt, leading to a violent and desperate fight between them. Just as the confrontation escalates, the police, alerted by the investigator, arrive on the scene, forcing Matt to flee into the surrounding area. While the intense search for Matt is ongoing, a crucial and deeply emotional moment of reconciliation occurs between Chloe and her mother. Witnessing Chloe's unwavering determination, the escalating danger she faces, and perhaps the tangible evidence now emerging, her mother finally begins to believe her daughter's harrowing story, offering the long-awaited emotional support and validation Chloe so desperately needed. It is in this moment of familial healing and renewed trust that a vital piece of physical evidence is found: Rebecca's neck chain. Chloe immediately recognizes it, a tangible link to her lost friend and irrefutable proof that solidifies the case against Matt Barnes. 2 days later, the police successfully apprehend Matt Barnes and he is arrested for Rebecca's death, finally bringing justice to a cold case that had haunted Chloe for years. This resolution brings a profound sense of closure and liberation for Chloe. The entire experience, though deeply traumatic, has transformed her. It instills in her a renewed desire to trust people more, having found belief and support in unexpected places and having witnessed the triumph of truth. This newfound trust, coupled with the resolution of the 12-year-old mystery, provides Chloe with a crucial head start for a new life, allowing her to move forward, healed and empowered, ready to embrace a future free from the haunting shadows of her past.